How unprofessional.
By the way, Denton, stay out of the ladies' restroom. That kind of activity embarrasses the agency more than it does you.
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone. A little bit of a different time right now, I understand. Like it is, ran into technical difficulties at the beginning this morning. I've been trying to figure out what the heck has been going on. Regardless, within OBS, even though my settings have remained the same, I'm still having this weird issue of dropped frames for some ungodly reason. And my internet's been fluctuating like crazy. I don't know if it's the weather or what, but it's certainly been acting goofy today. I know I did start early. I had gone live, and Samael had been in the chat. He's like, why? He said, why am I up so goddamn early? I did see it. I saw he popped in, and unfortunately, I stopped it. I restarted a couple of times just to see if and then I just said, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna do it live. For one way or another, we're doing this. So here we are. Even though YouTube is yelling at me about not enough video to maintain smooth streaming, well, screw you. We're doing this one way or another. So hello everybody. Welcome to Respawn Rose Cantina, where things kind of work. We don't promise a perfect thing. We don't promise a perfect product around here. But we do what we can. We do what we can around here. So, but here we are. We're alive. We're doing it. Hopefully, it all works out. And maybe like it is. I've mentioned it to everybody just to give me feedback. If you think it'd be best for a later in the day stream to catch it, or if the early morning isn't a bother, cool. So yeah, just let me know. And Static was first in this time, saying running late. I see. Yes, the late and gay was turbo this morning. Afternoon now. So what can I say? I like I said, I don't promise anything perfect. Nothing's perfect around here, but hey, one way or another, we get it going. I guess that's the one advantage too, like it is. That's why Respawn Rose Cantina, I feel like, even Starbucks stays open most of the day anyways, but it's not necessary to always be early in the morning. That's why, nothing like Saturday Night Sith, where you've got not only a day, a time, or time reference, so nothing like that for the name. I can do this. I made this much more flexible, it's certainly for the naming convention. So Yep. And hello, good afternoon, Star Wars Scran. How are you? Saying greetings, Fractured Filter, and chat. Everyone hit the like and share. Yes, please do. I did quickly put out links and stuff like that, but I just kind of slapped it, put it out. Away you go. And like I say, hopefully things are running smooth enough. Oh, the little technicalities of everything. I was even like freaking downgrading the version of OBS, upgrading the version of OBS, upgrading my drivers, which caused my whole computer to crash, and it's just been one. And then I had to update Social Stream Ninja. All this bullshit that you don't. This is unnecessary. Oh yeah. Nerdy Neil, how's it going, buddy? Saying, yeah, I can catch one live. All right, let's go. Like I say, people, give me feedback. Tell me what you want. I'm happy to make changes. Where is Saturday Night Sith? That is a big question there, Neo. And Hitman and I, we still talk. For anybody that does catch it, we still interact. There's no bad blood that I'm aware of. Because we are on Duke Devil 95's wormhole watch. So, you know, and I'm sure that although he missed this week, so he won't be on it this time, but otherwise, you know, it's just it's been something that's a little in limbo right now. And he and I have been talking about different what our plans are, and we just need to hurry up and make an announcement. So, because I mean, good Lord, so much stuff has been piling up on like that end of things, of like movies and TV and stuff like that, that I've been just dying to bite into. But but yeah, but I guess that would just be the thing. Maybe I should just start, you know, doing the occasional video or something like that. But then I'm like, once we're back to doing things again, then it's like, okay, then I'm solid. But it's difficult. But we will be. I gotta talk to him again. Things have just been kind of crazy for him too, with new work and stuff like that. So lots of madness. Scran saying, looking and sounding great so far. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Good to know. Good to know. And I'm hoping, since now with re-updating to the new OBS, my microphone won't just be randomly cutting out like it did the last time when I was doing a stream with Lego Batman. So hopefully we're all good this time. All right. Enough of that rambling. Enough of my whining, bitching, and moaning. Let's do what I always do, shall we? Let's jump into this day in gaming, and what a day too. Being as it is April 1st, April Fool's Day, be wary of what you listen to on the internet, especially today. But for me, I'm not clever enough. I'm not, you know, not one to pull over big pranks. So, yeah, I'm too lazy for that sort of thing. And I would need like way to plan it. But anyways, today's a funny day. But who would have thought there were some games that came out on this day once upon a time ago. And starting out, we have here Cool Spot on the Genesis. Although I do remember playing this on the Super Nintendo. And it was just kind of this sort of odd thing too. It was marketing at its peak. Because the Cool Spot, as I remember, was first. Wait, I want to no 7-Up. I always wanted to say Sprite, but otherwise, yeah, it's like and it was like a 2D action platformer. And I don't know if they have many images for it. Yeah, just kind of although, good God. Could nobody get any better screenshots nowadays? Come on, people. Especially with emulators and stuff like that. Neo remembers playing it. Nice. I loved Cool Spot. I also played on the SNES. Thank you, Static. Yeah, 7-Up. 7-Up was the mascot for the Cool Spot. But I remember. I think we'd rented it, and yeah, we played it. I'm pretty sure we never beat it. But we played it. You know, it was a fun weekend. That was the great thing about video game rentals and rentals in general at the time. You had the weekend just to play and check things out. Oh, let's see, SNES. SNES has 42 screenshots. Look at that. Look at that. Not any better quality, but you know, there you go. There you go. And like I said, I just know I played it. Do I remember a great deal of it like other games? Not so much. But yes, charge, blast, and hurtle through this fun and frantic adventure without losing your cool or your shades. Having sunglasses for any mascot of the 90s was cool. By default, made you cool. Look at Chester Cheeto. Man still rocks them. As Cool Spot, you'll stop at nothing to rescue your spot buddies when they get snatched by powers uncool. Shoot the curl, get loco, on a runaway train, and whip through a stomach-dropping roller coaster ride and carbonated quest to chill out your foes. 11 levels of side-splitting fun plus 6 bubble bashing bonus rounds. Let's go. In your face, obstacles, tricky maneuvers, and 360-degree cool shot fire range, baby. Graphics so hot you'll need your own shades. Booyah. Nerdy Neo says, I'm going to replay Cool Spot for retro achievements at some point. Oh, what do they have for? No, now you just got me curious. Let's see here. All right, what? I will be looking on the SNES because, of course. I just gotta check this out. All right, let's see here. Do they just have some basic one? Oh, go back. Get back here. Get back here. So let's see. You just got cleared level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Some basic ones. Let's go. Obtained 100 cool points in level 1, 2, 3. So these are some fairly straight. Cleared a bonus level. These are very. Oh, beat the game on hard difficulty. Okay, there's a little curveball. Beat the game on hard difficulty and obtained the true ending. Oh boy, you got a true ending on top of it. Oh god. Oh boy. I'm not always big on those. I hate sometimes the true ending. But I mean, I get it. It adds that extra little spice to the game to make you really work for it. But it's like what it sucked for the time because you didn't really know if games had true endings and stuff like that until well after the fact. So, oh hello, New York, Florida man. How's it going? Saying sup everyone. How's it swinging? It's swinging great. Just checking out really quick this retro achievements for Cool Spot there. That's cool. Okay, so then going on, one of the many Dragon Ball Z fighting games. I went through a bunch of those back in the day, especially once emulation became a thing. Went through a lot of them. Didn't play them quite, just kind of checked a lot of them out. And they were always kind of I mean, like... I do, absolutely. The New York Florida man says, don't you just hate fake endings? I do, absolutely. Like, give me, like, I can understand, like, alternate endings and stuff like that for fun, just to kind of go, hey, well, what if sort of thing. That was the fun thing with, like, the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith game, where you had the alternate ending of Anakin making the jump, killing Obi-Wan, and then killing Sidious and going on to reign on his empire and everything. So, I mean, little things fun like that. But when you have like a true hidden ending, it's kind of like, oh no. Oh no. Now from the 3DOD, I remember seeing this game just for its box art in the rental stores and stuff like that. Like I think it was just the D or like this one here, I forget which one. But I just remember seeing it, looked weird, looked creepy. Just never checked it out though, even though like we did check out games like Resident Evil back in the day. This was just one that never grabbed me. Maybe I'll have to check it out someday. Mortal Kombat 3 on the other hand. Oh boy. This one, oh yeah. And this was the arcade. So the arcade came out on April 1st. The portal is open and Shao Kahn will finally have his revenge on Earth. Now you must pull out all the stops and join the combatants as you rip into the most action-packed confrontation yet. 8 all-new characters join the fray on 12 new 3D rendered backgrounds, secret moves, encryption codes, and a slew of wild new abilities. But put you in command as never before. And that was the funny thing, like, yeah, it was, you know, it was quite the lineup change. I mean, not just additions, but, I don't know, I mean, you still saw some of the familiar faces. I'm just trying to get let's see, I want to see the roster again. Let's see, yeah. So you had all the typical faces that you knew. I thought like weirdly like Cyrax was like a weird new version of Scorpion. Only then that they eventually, you know, bring him back in Ultimate Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. All of the freaking goofy additions just to this era too. Like you had not just Mortal Kombat 3, you had Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and then Mortal Kombat Trilogy. That all just kind of, you know, sandwiched everything together, and that one culminated everything with the 2D era before they moved over to 3D. But I remember Cyrax was kind of my new main. Weirdly enough, I wasn't really playing Smoke. I would be kind of occasionally playing Sub-Zero, but I was always kind of curious, like, what was the deal? Because we didn't always pay attention to all of the details going on, like the little, like the character screens, like it just shows here, because we just felt like we were excited, we got right into the game, so I never had read. Let's see what this. The ninja returns unmasked. He was betrayed by his own ninja clan, the Lin Kuei. He broke sacred codes of honor by leaving the clan and is marked for death. But unlike the ninja of old, his pursuers come as machines. He must not only defend against the outworld menace, but must also elude his soulless assassins. So, like it was, didn't quite get all of the details on some of the characters, but goddamn did we play the ever-loving piss out of this. And I remember also, like, we would even, like, just to get through past Motaro, because he was a bastard, would use Shiva, because it seemed like she had a bit of an extra edge when it came to damage dealing than the other characters. So sometimes it's kind of jump kicking and getting Motaro down that way was good. Shao Kahn, good luck. One way or another, you were getting the hammer of doom from him. But I remember when me, my brother, and I think another buddy of ours was over, and we were playing through the game, and as we get to Shao Kahn doing the fight and stuff like that, I think we'd been going through multiple rounds we each were given our turns trying to beat him, because, you know, like we were just kids at the time, and we could get things down, and my brother was probably the better of the three of us for sure. He could get the combos down. He was doing usually a lot better, but what was the most hilarious thing was after Shao Kahn either smacked us with the hammer or something like that, just the sudden, because he would basically taunt you during the fight, but the one that just had us dying was just the fact that Shao Kahn just points you and just goes, "You suck." For some reason, floored us. Just completely floored us. We were dying laughing at just the fact that we had this final boss villain taunting us already, but just so smugly and just so in such a way just to say we suck like that. Like I said, I don't know why. I don't know if we'd been up late or we were up late playing or whatever, but just the fact that he dropped that of just that had us rolling. Nerdy Neo said, "Love the alt ending in Force Unleashed games." Yeah, they had like, didn't they have like a couple of them, right? Depending on like how. It's either one or two different endings. I think because you had like the different. No, yeah, it was two different endings. You had like basically your light side or dark side ending, and then the dark side ending was him being converted into the new Star Killer, in the robo body and everything, which then they had DLC for, and that was like the only thing that I thought was really badass was that he had that cool looking form to him. Hello, Nightmare. How are you, sir? Saying, what's up, buddy? Oh, you know, just jumping into video game stuff. But first, it's going back into the past when games didn't suck ass. You know how it goes. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 3, and then this was too, like they were ramping up. Mortal Kombat 2 was probably its peak, especially when it came to like the soundtrack and everything. But I mean, Mortal Kombat 3. This is, of course, they added, like they said, all new alities and stuff like that. That's where we got the animality and all that. We had in Mortal Kombat 2 Kung Lao's dragon transformation fatality, but you know, it didn't quite have that same effect. Probably gonna run out in a bit, but I'm glad to cut. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, man. I appreciate it one way or another. Either live or rewatch, all's appreciated around here, brother. But so it wasn't just like the fatality. It wasn't just the added, you know, animality and stuff like that, the extra friendships, but like the absolute carnage. I don't know if they'll have one here. I mean, like this was where like you had, when certain fatalities happened, you would have like multiple upon multiple rib cages, skulls, all sort additional bones that shouldn't have even really been there, but they were there, and it just was the increase of complete and sheer ludicrousness added to the game. Whereas before it was kind of a little bit, I'm not gonna say tame by any measure, but certainly like a little more toned down with the earlier two games. But, and I mean they increased, they got better with the second game, but then the third game, like I say, they went ludicrous speed. And then like for some of the I think for some of the either the brutalities or fatalities, you can kind of get into, you can get some of them into like a loop of them punching off multiple heads and stuff like that. Like I said, this one they definitely got ridiculous. Lighthaven, Sergey, how you doing today, buddy? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, like I said, good times for sure. Let's see, what else do we got here? Saga Frontier 2. I've heard I don't know now if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But wait, let me go back to this. 31 years ago for Mortal Kombat 3. God damn, man. It's wild just to know that, like, I was there, Gandalf. I was there for the release. Saw these games come out at their peak. It was good. It was fun. But it is pretty wild when you stop and go, wow, it's been that long. It has really been that freaking long. But I mean, let's see. Wait. Let me check something though, because this was that's for the arcade release. Do they say what was the Super Nintendo? That's the one I know I played it. Okay, so it's still the same year, but October. Because I don't think I ever played Mortal Kombat 3 on arcade. I'm pretty sure I played 1, and I know I played 2 on arcade, but not 3. Never found 3 at the arcade. At least certainly the little arcade that we had for the time that we did. Glad to hear it, sir. Let's see, and the Oregon Trail 5th edition. I don't know what this does any different than Oregon Trail, generally speaking. April 1st, 2001. Hear the creak of wooden wagon wheels, feel the surge of excitement surrounding this challenging expedition, and practically taste the dust billowing up from the train of wagons headed into the sunset. Be a part of the taming of the Wild West and experience what life was like during an important era of America's history. A game that well, this was probably a remake or something like that, I'd bet, if it's some 5th edition sort of thing. But I can only imagine, like, because I mean, there wasn't a computer in my school that didn't already have the Oregon Trail pre-installed or already installed in there or whatever. The one game that was so acceptable for young kids to play, despite the fact that you contract dysentery, people would die, you could go about hunting mass amounts of animals for the wagon. All sorts. Okay. I just had to at least pop it into Google search, and yeah, I remember this version of it. Hang on, let's see if I can. Trying to find at least a better way of displaying this, because I know, well, screw it. Did I do specific? Oh, crap. Hang on. Oh, hello, Snapper. Right? How's it going? Saying what's up, Fractured? Oh, nearly, you know. And stuff, yeah, that I shouldn't. Static says 3 was the one I played most on the arcade. Really? Okay. I mean, like I said, for Mortal Kombat, I mainly remember 2 on arcade for sure. Just not 3 so much. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna admit some of these are Goat Simulator 12 years ago. Oh boy. Well, April 1st seems the proper day for that game in particular. I have yet to ever play it that I'm aware of, but yeah, that seems appropriate for for that one. MLB 14 to show, Super Shot, Ragnarok Odyssey. Let's see here, Outriders. I feel like I've seen that one around. That was 5 years ago. Fantasian on Macintosh. I don't know what that one. What is this one? From the creator of Final Fantasy comes the next breathtaking adventure from the industry legend Hironobu Sakaguchi. Fantasian is an exciting new RPG set against the spectacular backdrop made from over 150 handmade dioramas that blend physical environments and 3D characters. Huh. This is on iOS as well. Let's see what it looks. Oh, we just okay. Let's see here. Huh. So kind of your typical, some turn-based aspects to it. I hate to say it just looks like your usual mobile slop, but there you go. And for some reason it was on, but I guess is it just saying Mac? No, because it does separate it. So Macintosh and iOS for iPhone and iPad. It was a specific port for it. Okay. Static Goat Simulator being 12 years old 12 years ago is a little painful. Well, I mean, it's like the other thing too is you just don't realize how time flies. Sometimes you're like, oh crap, it was that long ago. Let's see. But yeah, that's so far. That is what came out today, from 33 years ago all the way up to 4 years ago with whatever pocket rockets. Okay, with a name like that, what is this? What is this? Pocket rockets. Fly rockets through dangerous and challenges courses and pocket rockets. Simply navigate left or right to thrust the rocket around the course. Collect coins, unlock rockets, and don't run out of fuel. Enjoy some retro pixelated fun and experience a new challenge. Oh lord, oh lordy, lord, dear lord. That was on the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5, Xbox X, and Series 1. Oh lord, what does this look like? Oh god. You know, it's got its style to it, I guess. It's just with a name like Pocket Rocket. Oh no. I'm trying to get a sense of it through the screenshots, but it's kind of... Huh. I think what's even funnier is just the fact that this was released on so many major systems. Does it okay, I gotta hang on. I gotta see if there's a little more to this. For some reason, I don't know why, but Pocket Rocket's got me I won't. Let's see here. Will I actually get gameplay foot? What? There's a YouTube channel called Pocket Rockets Sports Hall. Oh no. They call themselves Pocket Rockets. Nothing. All right, you know what? I think I just found the game that I'm gonna suggest to the Melees for their little anniversary stream to see if it'll get selected, and maybe it's got potential. We don't know for a torture. We'll see. Now I'm feeling kind of evil. I don't know why. But, I mean, just for the name alone, I feel like I have to. Nightmare asking shovelware. I mean, it kind of looks like it could be, huh? Yeah, Sergey, I know. By the way, he says, by the way, guys, it's April Fool's Day. Be aware that there is so much trolling and fake news going on the internet today. Well, this is why at least for the topics that I certainly have, they are slightly older and stuff like that. So they are within the legitimate sphere. They're not fake news. Okay. At least I hope. Oh dear. Just kind of going through. Oh, you brave soul. Snap here saying, also learning Linux. Can't believe how easy it is to just update applications by passing in terminal commands. Well, more power to you, sir. More power to you. Because that Linux just kind of scares the crap out of me sometimes. And I know they have like easier distros or whatever out there for it, but it's just like, it just feels like a lot. Otherwise, there we go. Okay, so oh yeah, and just as a kind of quick reminder for everyone, GOG is GOG, however you want to. Maybe even kind of refresh the page just to make sure before I really go into all this. So yeah, currently GOG, however you want to pronounce it, is still doing their spring sale for 2026. If you haven't grabbed anything, be sure to, especially since it is DRM free. You don't have to worry about Denuvo or any of that other BS, because it's certainly help out my brother right now who's been trying to get one of his games to work. Which game was it? Rise of the Ronin. He recently picked up Rise of the Ronin. He had already tried before he buyed. And amazingly enough, it worked better doing it that way than he did getting the official version, which is really sad. But if you want to avoid any DRM BS and stuff like that, this is certainly the way to go, especially for if you want that ownership of the game on top of it. You download it, you buy it, you download it, you got it, you're good. Ooh, heavy rain. Oof. Really? Nightmare saying, for some reason the games I want on GOG are all $100 when they're on sale. What game? What are you looking at? What? Static asking, when are you gonna play Crimson Desert Fractured? Never. I can't say never. That's not true. I just haven't had an interest in that game in particular. And for one, I still got to get through Lego Batman 3. And I also want, because I recently picked up, oh Christ, hang on. Just a moment. Oh, is Serena State's Last Guy. I want to, let's get that out of the way there. Serena State's Last Guy. I want to play this, especially I want to get it played on stream. But I've been so kind of, I guess, going off the topic there. Retro Rewind is a game that I've been having a ton of fun with. I haven't put as many hours into it as, say, Melee Games has. James, he said he's putting like 60 plus hours into the game already. I got 21, so it's not bad. But for this video store simulator, I have been having a blast with it, and I got it when it was like, I think $15. Yeah, I think I'd got it when it was on sale. But I mean, still, it's $19.90, 1990. Ah, that's good. But I have been enjoying this game a whole lot. I even got it modded to have. Here, I'll even kind of let me just boot it up really quick. That shouldn't be too bad. But I've been having a ton of fun with this one, and just for some of it, just the simple stuff of what you get to do in the game, and like it's all fairly straightforward for it too. But like the characters are probably the more jarring thing of how they look. Oh yeah, here we go. And I've been but I got my Outer Heaven video. Anything that I've generally had when it comes to like places and stuff like that set up, I tended to call it Outer Heaven. Hang on, let me see if the game. Okay. Oh, why is the gaming audio turned all the way down? Oh, let me just turn on the desktop audio instead. All right, so the fun that I've had especially is that I did mod some video files, and so on here, let me just turn it down just so I don't get buggled there. I have Beverly Hills Cop trilogy on here on one TV, and then over here, as you can see, I got Back to the Future. I'll just turn that down. Got the Back to the Future trilogy. And I've got the Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie on another TV. I had to do it. But it is just a fairly simple and straightforward game. I've been having things up. You do the updates. You got your kind of store level unlocks here, from the first the shelves, slushy machines, to all the different genre of movies that you get. And you're also, once you hit that level 20, you get your second staff member. I'm really kind of curious what maybe some of the future plans will be for the game. But then also you got the whole video system here. You got your new releases where you can buy extras that you may need to, because sometimes you will get broken videotapes returned to you. So that's the benefit. Then you can just come right here, buy the new releases as you need to. You can also go to the black market if you have like the SKU numbers for the videos, and thankfully people on Steam have put out the SKU numbers, so you can get those as well that way. But you can look through like even your database just to see the stuff that you have. Then they have like kind of a general market where you can get a mix of bundles. Sometimes they will have the specific genres that you can purchase as well for the movies. And then of course, then you can buy specific movies. They have very automatic, like I think it's kind of like an auto generated system for all the video covers and stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of them that are very similar, and then some that are different, and then of course some that are very much like it is. You got basically your ET stand-in for Phone Home there, and Die Hard, of course, as well as obvious right there with Back to the Future, as I already have that on. That's kind of why I also threw it on the TV. Was when it was the whole release, I was like, yes, let's do that. And of course, you got Star Wars right there. Probably still better designed stuff than anything Disney has put out as of late. There was also, I think, where is it? The action. Yeah, you basically got your Mad Max or Bad Backs. So, you know, and for what it is, it works perfectly fine. Although I agree with Melee James, it would be cool for either through mods or through like say something in the game that you could insert licensed stuff that you know as your own like insert, not through the game itself, like, you know, nothing being like done by the creator or anything, but certainly something that allowed you to kind of, or like create your own sort of thing, like a create your own VHS sort of thing, which would be kind of cool. Maybe they'd let you, maybe that'd be like something to do through the computer here when you're ordering new movies. That could be kind of cool. And then of course also they do have here the calendar year. You go through, you got your days for new releases, you got the special Friday the 13th, and of course the holiday seasons. So in some of these special events, you got even the UFO sightings, where then different genre of movies will be at a different percentage for rentals. So that's also like a cue for maybe you to go to the computer, pick up those pick up more sci-fi rentals, or in this case, like here, more romance rentals, more Christmas movies, which is kind of funny because like they have, of course, horror. They have the horror section. They got romance. They got drama, and funnily enough, they got like specifically just the Christmas movies. You got police, action, and comedy. So far that I've gotten, and I've been also like for my mindset of just kind of designing the store, because you can do it fairly, like you got the move tool, and you can just kind of, you got pretty good freedom with where you can place the shelving as you need it. I've been kind of going off of my memory from an old video rental store back home that I remember going to quite often, especially for all the old Godzilla movies and stuff like that. But that's what I would love to get inserted into the game, is like Godzilla type movies or anything like that for the covers, just to see those again. And you got I got my little peon here. You can sign it as different, so you can have them work faster. Work underling, work. Or you can sign them a different job. Like right now, I just have them at the checkout. You can also do assign to a return station. So then the movies that you have returned, he can already get started on doing all that stuff. And here you see you got the slushy machine, popcorn, and cotton candy. I've unlocked all those. You take phone calls. What do you want? No, go away. Sorry, wrong number. Also, you got the store expansion. So I've already unlocked A and B so far, and I'm pretty sure I saw James, he'd gotten the F unlocked, which I saw too. I'm like, well, if I bring back an adult section, because you can get the adult movies to display for customers, this would be the perfect little side spot to have for just that specific genre, because anybody that remembers the days of old video rental stores, there was always there were some places that had it completely sectioned off, curtained and everything, or I know in one local video store, they just had a big old binder that people would go through to get the little chips out of, to then, you know, get the movie that they wanted to rent. So, you know, this was, I think, and I'm sure we're not the only ones that have picked that particular room, just because it's kind of off to the side like it is. So, and I'm really curious to see just how much I would buy this, but I need more money. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of how it expands the store out. And then of course over here you do have your applicants that you can kind of see, and it makes it really easy too, because like I got this guy with the return station. He is fast and energetic, so he never falls asleep at work. I had my one last employee, the bum, he kept falling asleep on me. But then they also have other traits that you kind of have to balance out, so trying to find the right employee, it could be key, especially if you're wanting certain stuff done. And of course they will have their different pay and stuff like that for different ones. Well, some are getting a little more expensive, it looks like. I don't know if you're worth $64, buddy. Oh. And then they even have the break room TV as well. And then here's where when you buy movies and when you also buy from here, you got also the catalogs for your shelves, just the regulars, and then the new releases. And they will stop putting, once the movie goes, when it stops being a new release, it'll then be put back into, or it'll be put onto a shelf that is its specific genre. And then you have the equipment. What do you want? And here's the other thing. They will ask if you could put a video on hold for them so they can pick it up later. Boom. And then you got your little reserve counter right there. There you go. But the fun thing is too, is then like you can you can set up this place about as well as you want. The clearance bin, that's what I've used for the excess of new release movies to kind of sell those and everything. You have your gumball, candy dispenser, refrigerator, snack shelf, and then I just recently unlocked the 2 arcade machines and put those out, which are right over here. And they do say to like decorate up your store to get more attractions. See, look at this. I gotta clean. I gotta change. I gotta keep order over here. Seems Die Trying is a little more popular, or I mean, he did. I think we got a lot of returns. But then here's you got the snack shelves. It's very straightforward too. You just like select the different snacks. The one thing I would say, it would be kind of neat to see what is the more like just through like a. I hate to say algorithm, but like whatever it can be accounted for in the store, like you could look at through different stats to see like maybe what's the more popular snack sort of thing. That'd be kind of cool, or just to have that insight. And then of course you can also pick the different drinks, but otherwise like one soda machine, one drink machine here, you can fit on each shelf all the drinks that you have here, which I thought was kind of useful. This one, they do have a little bit more. I cycled in the Moonbike chocolate for over, no, not the Galaxy bar, the breakfast bar. Yeah, the breakfast bar. I stopped including the breakfast bar just to see what'll happen. But otherwise, it is a simulator game, so it's got all those little attributes to it. And then, yeah, like I said, so you can just go in here. Let's get the shiny one, even though it's a bad critic and 1 star. Let's do it. So yeah, just order it. Boom. Come and pick it up, and then throw it onto whatever shelf it needs to go to. And then you can hit F, and then that'll bring up the extra stats for it. So this is where you can see times rented for different videos. And then you got the SKU number there to reorder or anything like that. However many copies you own and stuff. Market value, so if you want to resell it eventually. What did I say, police? Yeah, there we go. And so it's like we could even, let's take a look at it. Look. 128 times. The Galactic Rebellion was rented, so there you go. But otherwise, like they'll have like just a basic generic videos that run on here, and like I say, again, serviceable, works for what you need. But it is kind of cool that you are able to. It kind of takes a bit of finagling. You gotta kind of convert some of the files. Some I'm sure work just automatically, but it would be great too if you could put in. If I didn't have to go through the whole thing of using like DaVinci Resolve to combine the movies into one, and you could just just put them into the file, and it would just draw from there regardless. But as far as I know, because you have to name it the specific file name that would replace the video file that's already in there. So that's kind of the tricky thing to that. Also, you do have your task list of different things that you can do. So you have like the sell 20 popcorn, and you get a little monetary compensation. In this instance, I had sold 20 cotton candies, I guess. Boom, got an extra $100 added to my already slush fund of cash. And yeah, just kind of neat little things like that. I'll be very curious what else is in the pipe works for the game. Oh yeah, and also, so you just hit the open to get the store running, but you can also grab at least 5 of these pamphlets. But the thing is, for the store flyers, the thing is that it still says grand opening video store. I kind of wish that, like, maybe because you go through a tutorial phase, and it'll even say, okay, tutorial's done. Now you are, now you're going to be playing, you're still going through you're still continuing on with the game. So then it would be great if, like, somehow these could then switch over from grand opening to just maybe then, check out this video store sort of thing. And then, yeah, you just go out, start handing them off to people and see what happens. And they'll have their own little commentary, tell them to slag off, whatever. And then it will run to, like, it'll automatically, like, stop at a certain point. So, like, you see, you do have your business hours, and it'll just run within that time frame. You don't run over or anything like that, which maybe for some could be kind of a what is it, like the old term, the old little Care Bear of a little bit of a Care Bear effect, where it just does there's no drawbacks to running late that I've seen. So I can see where people are like, where they might request something that could happen if you stay open too late, that you're going over, either for your own character to kind of get, tired and fall asleep, or something like that, something bad with the store, whatever. But otherwise, you just go through the day, and then you can close up shop just like that. And you can even what you'll do is, like, just turn the sign off, so then it's implying that you are closed. Do a quick couple of things, and then you just close the door, and boom, that ends that day. Also, as it is, as you see here, there's the tape dealer Tuesdays and Thursdays. And once you get to about 9 p.m. on Tuesdays or the Thursdays is when this back door will open. Yeah, meet me out back at 9 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday if you're after exclusive movies and deals. Excuse me. And this is the guy that you go to for the adult movies in particular. So if you definitely want those, that's the way to get them. And then, yeah, you can set that up however you want. The customization isn't bad. They have the design tool here, and you can just kind of change things up. You have your selection for the ceiling, even give it the kind of desired look you want, especially going full, like, to me, like, this would scream like video, like more video arcade. But you can definitely give it the kind of design that you want. I like this. Definitely would be like your kind of typical ceiling, seal tiling and stuff. I went with the black, and you can also change up the floor. You'll get that kind of this carpeted look more. And you got your different types here. Ooh, even, And I do wonder if they'll ever, like, kind of change it up or add more. I would like definitely like a full wood flooring for what I'm trying to go for the store. But this is the one, of course, that I went with here. And then so you can even there we go. I didn't realize that I could do this. Change the style of gumballs that are in there, and the whole machine itself if you want. Okay, what can I see? Ooh. Yeah, and then especially, like, you see, I got all the kind of more wood-looking shelves. You got different types here. That'll give you also different signage. to then also kind of match what you want for the shelves to look like. You can even get that light effect. Boom. Or again, even the wood look on this sort of style. So they allow a mild amount of customization for even your shelves in store. I just kind of keep it just to that. And then all this, so you can get, ooh, even neon lights. I'll keep that in mind. Two-tone. So again, like, you can get some pretty, you can get you what, I wouldn't say whatever you want, but a nice desired effect for the aesthetic as well. And then also this is how you change the style of the posters. So then, like, you see the SKU, you take the SKU number from the VHS tapes that you have, you plop it into here, and that's how you can get the particular poster. And then you can change the frame of the poster to these different styles here. Again, I'm hoping with like maybe future updates and stuff like that, we get some more different styles to be able to put to get to select from. Because also, like, it is like for some of these things that you, other than like these lights, because the lights you do get different design types you can pick from. Even there's like these small lights that you can get the different style from too. But even it would be kind of cool if you could even change up like this, maybe something for the UFO or the sword and shield. I thought maybe, nope, nothing for the arcade machines. You're kind of with that one. Oh, let's see. Yeah, a slight different coloring. Because this is like just a display case that you can get for, and I just put the in particular the shiny holograph VHS run tapes in there. So like I said, you get to customize up your shop just a little bit, give it that desired look, and yeah. So that, like I said, I've been having a lot of fun with this game. It's easy just to jump in and out of for sure. And like it is for the cost, especially, it's pretty nice. And definitely goes on my recommend. But I also want to get to checking out the now released version of Serena State's Last Guy, since I did play the demo on stream after beating Fear, so that's on my must play. And like I said, I gotta get through Lego Batman 3, especially with the new Lego Batman coming out, I think in a couple of months. So let's see, Nightmare Head said yeah, they're like 150 normally. That is wild. YS, for example, going back to this GOG sale, let's see. Huh. Well, that's interesting, because, yeah, on mine, YS Origin, 1 and 2 Chronicles, and Oath of Felghana, $4.99, $4.49, and $4.49. What the heck, Nightmare? That's wild. But yeah, definitely between the two, pick what you want. There you go. Static said you should be ordering movies over the phone from a magazine. That would probably be, yeah, a lot more authentic to the day. And then yeah, and then you'd get like different catalogs occasionally too. Like maybe every month you'd get the catalog, and then you have to, you know, that's not a bad idea. What are you making fun of, Neo? YS? I didn't know how else to pronounce it. It's a Y and an S. Yeah, it's just it's a Y and an S. How? Yes. Is Origins? I mean, looks like a Japanese game. How am I supposed to know? Yeah, it's a JRPG. We all know them Japs are wild. Come on. How am I supposed to know? Huh. But yeah, I don't know. Ugh. All right. There we go. It's pronounced East, like East without the T. East. Okay. East Origins. Gotcha. Well, thank you for educating this Neanderthal. I appreciate it, yeah.
You're American. Pronounce things however you damn well.
Well, there it goes. My brother just cleared it all up. I'm American. I pronounce it however I damn well please. And who am I to argue with that? That's firm American logic right there. We do things as we please. All right. So like it is, this is something that I saw pop in before the madness of the madness of today. Yep, let me. So in particular, I found this because of DEG mods had commented, but also like it came up on my feed anyways. So this popped up from Chibi Reviews. Chibi. So here's the situation. NexusMods censors and bans mods. NexusMods forces age verification on their site. NexusMods will now scan your socials to see if you have links on them that's not even on their site. If they find links on your Twitter account leading to Patreon, they will ban everything you've created. It's not about protecting kids, but control and knowing what you're doing. Well, of course, that's what it has always been about. Anytime these places get that little ounce of power and control over you, they will go full nine. But part of it was here from this Ayaka Mods. Hobby R34 just had all of his mods completely removed from Nexus Mods. Nexus staff removed every direct Patreon link mention as they asked. Then Nexus just nuked the mods, everything because of his Twitter links to a card which links to Patreon. They are now saying even indirect links through your own Twitter account as a violation of their donation rules. This is actually odd. Nexus doesn't own your personal Twitter or what you put in your own bio/links. Support Hobby R34 for making mods. And this is from the person too that they did. They got the screenshot. All my mods are now deleted from Nexus. It's all going to be available on Patreon site only. They asked me to stop promoting my Patreon site on Nexus. I removed all the Patreon site links, references from my mod description, and then they take it all down. And their argument is I'm linking my Twitter, and is my card link, which is my Pat site. You cannot make this up. You don't get to control what I put on my Twitter. Fuck Nexus Mods. And it's and they have the under moderation, and they highlighted this mod contains Twitter and Discord links, which in turn link to Card and Patreon in violation of our terms of service. Oh, those pesky terms of service guidelines. All right, Sergey, no problem, bud. Static says, literally named himself Rule 34. This had to have been expected at this point. Yeah, but we also know that Nexus is very selective of what they decide to ban. So if they're doing the appropriate sort of stuff, they tend to fly under the radar. It's only the mods that get made in particular that are, you know, either doing the negative race swapping or changing things back to certain ways. Even like it is like with oh god just for the in Insomniac Spider-Man, where all that was the mod was just that switch flip to make it basically the Middle Eastern version or the Saudi version, to remove all the gay flags and stuff like that. So it was just the American flags in there. So it's like they're very selective about what they want to suddenly ban off of their site. And I mean, like it is, there's already been the whole brouhaha over how there's all the mods now with the sexy Leon Kennedy from the new Resident Evil and stuff like that. So, you know, they show as easy as they breathe, they show their own hypocrisy on this bullshit. But I mean, this just goes again to show that we're having alternatives is key, because you did have DEG mods in here saying already reached out to the creator when it happened, mentioning how they won't be censored on what we've built, regardless if they put external payment links in their posts or even put competitor mod site links, as we're not their nanny. Now up to them to republish. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they take their mods to other places, because like it is, it's not everybody wants to deal with particular sites, and that's understandable. But it is a sad thing, because Nexus has been in this game for so long, establishing their site. It's much like with Valve. They've been in this for so long on the computer end of making it easily accessible for video games and stuff like that, for PC game purchases. But I mean, even then, I would say too, I mean, I know those Valve can be a little tetchy with mods as well with the Steam Workshop, but holy crap, does it also make it very easy to get mods installed. It's another great service if possible, but DEG Mods has their whole thing set up, and they're worth the check for sure. I've got their site right here even. Yeah. Static, the Chud mods. Yeah, the Chud mods are not allowed on Nexus, but you do have places like DEG mods here that'll certainly just leave it free and open to you to put in the mods that you are certainly looking for. Oh boy, I'm sure any mods of Andy and Lele here are always acceptable for Melee James. But they've got their collection of games on here too. Even Resident Evil Requiem already. Let's see what Fallout New Vegas. What do they got? Oh boy. The Chud mods have been spreading quick. Let's see. What about Dragon Age Veilguard? What's in here? Companions Reimagine. Oh, Reimagine. Okay, I was like, what the heck? So let's see. What do we got here? What? This could be very dangerous, but we're doing it anyways. Because screw it, we're doing it live. Waiting for that to load. I don't know why it's taking so long, but otherwise, you do have reimagined mods for Veilguard if anybody wanted to ever jump into that slop again. Because like it is, sometimes mods, it's the great thing about them. They can revitalize some games, keep them going, keep them afloat. Got the Spider-Man remastered on here, of course. Let's see. Moderated. Trust site only. You can hide the not safe for work, show not safe for work, only not safe for work for you degenerate gooners out there. There you go. Get those mods while you can. Well, I mean, on over in here at least, you know they're going to be there. They keep it as it is, as they say, decentralized, and they don't. And as they say, they're not your nanny. They're letting you post, letting you get the mods out there. It's a good alternative. I say take it while you can, because who knows what kind of shenanigans could ever be pulled of just suddenly poof, there goes the site. There have been other sites in the past that, you know, while enforcing their own rules and stuff like that that are meant to be enforced, have still been shut down. So. Oh, they have Lego Batman on here. What's Lego Batman 2? What kind of, let's see, roster expansion. Okay, that's a roster expansion. Cool. So definitely, you know, they're worth having on your list for places to check out for mods. Also, I know that at first they were running into some issues, but Based Mods is another place to check out. As it is, when you're downloading something from anywhere, you should always be careful one way or another. But Based Mods is another place that is trying to be, as they say here, decentralized. Mods are stored on Arweave with huge probabilistic redundancy. I know I mispronounced that. Immutable content is engraved on chain and will remain accessible forever, unrestricted, no accounts, no download caps, and no ads. I mean, that's always one thing to promise at first until maybe popularity grows. And so let's see. Let's. Or are they down right now? Maybe they've been restructuring their site. Remade the entire website in November 2025. And maybe I just have too much stuff on the... That's could be. There, let me switch this off. Let's switch off of there really quick. Turning off some of these things will help, just so we can at least see some mods here. Come on, let me do that. All right. Let me see if I can get something now. Huh. Unless nobody's just using it right now. That's unfortunate. I guess I should have checked that out before I went. Oh no. I was so sure that it was still had it, because I know I've been on here before and they had mods listed. Well, shoot, that sucks. Anyways, regardless of that, there is DEG mods still up and running, as you all saw. Where you can, you know, use the alternatives. Even then, like I said, the Steam Workshop has been also a great ease of things. I can't remember anything recently when it comes to the Steam Workshop, if they've gone hardcore on some mods. I think I remember there was some that got taken off for Civilization 6 that my brother was using, but I don't recall exactly. But again, this has been generally, I especially love this because for especially if you play XCOM 2, it's so easy just to go in for the workshop and just start going through all the different mods that they do have and adding to the game, because then it's just a click. Oh, hello there. It's too old time. But it makes it really easy just to kind of go through and install the mods using this site, or this side of the Steam Workshop, because then it's just a click away. Let's see, because then you see, yeah, you just hit subscribe and it gets installed onto your game, and then it kind of also makes it a little bit easy too, just to unsubscribe, get them uninstalled, and especially if you encounter any that are causing problems here or there. So like I say, you've got your selections, and like I said, it's the unfortunate thing. Nexus has a lot of time, having worked on it for as long as they have, building the repository of all these mods together. But yeah, so that's kind of the thing there. And also there is, of course, ModDB. This is a place that I will frequently check out for any of the mods that I'm following on here. Like you see, I got General Tantor, Sergeant Mark IV, who's done the Brutal Doom mod, and this is where this is another place that I mean, God, I've been using this website for forever. It feels like, for mods, and people are still posting updates for old. I mean, it's just amazing. You'll see how mods are still living on to this day. Movie Battles 2, for God's sakes, is still going. For anybody that's played that on which is a Star Wars Jedi Academy mod, but they still have them for Doom, San Andreas. They have mods still going for Half-Life 1, which, like you see, it's a brutal Half-Life, which I'm waiting for. They got things that you can watch for video game engines. You got Unity, Unreal 4, and stuff like that. Let's clear this stuff out, 'cause some of it's just random news. But you know, there's tons of resources for them. You don't always have to use Nexus, so this is kind of like that little refresher, little reminder of, hey, go on ahead. You can find the alternatives out there. You don't have to be chained to just one place for your mods, because like I said, again, mods for especially PC gaming keeps them alive, keeps some. It's what helps before they get to places like GOG or Night Dive or any places like that that'll make games play on modern systems. Mods are oftentimes the place to go just for that sort of thing. They help out with that, like especially for Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines has the unofficial patch mod that helps you be able to play that, especially. So you know, that's a great thing with some of this stuff. And again, like it keeps old games alive in funny ways. So yeah. All right. Now I have two different topics that have come across, and I'm not sure which one I really want to go into next, but so it's tough. I'm not sure. The one I just feel like is like more from this franchise that should just go away, and then another from a new, more recent-ish IP. The one that should probably go away for a while is Star Wars. And this is kind of a slightly older, but there's been a lot of new news that I've been seeing floating around about this game suddenly. So I'm like, maybe I should take a look at it just to see what the hell's being said. And then, of course, there's been Palworld, which recently dropped some news about a spin-off game. So, I'm not sure which one I really want to dive into that strongly. And I'm even debating, it's like, do I find another topic really quick? What do I do here? What do I do here? Because I did I kind of the going into Retro Rewind was kind of the way I did was kind of that's improvised. I wasn't quite expecting to do that. I said screw it. I figured why not? Let's jump into it. Take a look. So I'm just trying to check, see if I have anything specifically bookmarked that might be of interest that I can jump into next. Sometimes it's tough which ones you really want to dive into, because as far as I've seen too, when it comes to the Star Wars one, what I really have is a video from PC Gamer, and they're diving into it. Like, because it's gonna be like, I think, listening to developers and stuff like that. And then, of course, just the other one is Palworld. And so, I'm trying to see what else I've got here. Screw it. I'll just pull the Band-Aid on this one. Let's just, we'll dive into the Palworld. How about that? Because it's just absurd. I think I saw this originally drop in the DM groups that I'm one of the DM groups I'm a part of. It's just like, I didn't look at it at first, and then I looked at it this morning. I was like, I wonder what kind of stuff we could talk about this morning. So, oh lordy, here we go. Let me just, 'cause we do have a video here for Palworld. Here we go. All right. So yeah, from the Palworld X account, and they do say this is not an April Fool's. They do have an official Steam page, so that's where I think you take that bit extra step and go, okay, you guys are being serious here. Why? I don't know. But here we go. Love is in the air. And if you know Palworld, which is basically a Pokemon clone, but as we were all talking about it at first, Pokemon with guns. This a special announcement video about Palworld, more than just pals. An unbelievable reveal that will shock pal tamers around the world. Wishlist today. Oh Lord, here we go.
I got your email. Listen, 2 years ago, when we made the dating simulator joke, everyone thought it was funny. And 1 year ago, when we put up the Steam page, all the players were laughing. But Takuro, actually make the game? I don't understand.
Wait, it started as a joke?
The entire dev team is working on 1.0, so we can't even reassign devs. Why do you even want to do this? Right, I get that, but what about the manpower issue?
Oh no.
Moving devs around is really difficult right now. Hire new ones.
Say something, damn it!
Yeah, I guess we could.
Lord.
Okay, but that many? Dating sims aren't normal games. We'd need to hire people who...
How far are they gonna go with this dating sim, I wonder?
I guess that works. But the fans will want to know as soon as possible. Understood?
What an easy thing. He just had to sit there and not say a damn word. Oh, God. What is going on? Uh-oh. Looks like one of the God Hand members. Look at that. That's a face. That's a face. Seriously, hang on. From Berserk, it looks like one of the God Hand members. I'm trying to remember what. Hang on. Berserk. Someone. Oh, never mind. I thought for sure would have looked like one of these. Okay, here we go. Of course, there we go. Yeah. Open image there. Hey, it looks like the little floaty bastard, right? Oh, come back. I'm trying to remember his name. Hang on. So I already know. Slan and Void are the two I mainly know. So always the other. I think this is Ubik? Yeah, it's Ubik. Little floaty little bastard. Anyways, back to this. Hey. Oh no, do you start things all over again if you die? In development soon, we promise.
It's real.
Oh no. You can just see the regret in his eyes. Like he doesn't. I don't even think he wants this. He started as a joke, but here they do show it. They got the Steam powered page. Even though they said it was a joke, they announced it a year ago. And what I did take a look at this earlier, and to no shock or surprise of my own, there is Melee Games. He already has his game wish listed. Why, James? Why? But even okay, horror, dating sim, sexual content, and psychological horror. You know, people wonder why I sometimes want the gaming industry to crash. Sometimes it is because of things like this. But I guess it doesn't help anything as I'm talking about it right now. So yeah, this game contains horror elements. Please take care if you are sensitive to such content. Located at the foot of the World Tree stands the prestigious private Palworld Academy. Starting today, you are a transfer student at this school. Will you make friends, become lovers, or dismantle and eat them? Oh boy. Your relationships with the pals are entirely up to you. Chat with your friends, pals, and get to know them to grow closer. If conversations go well, your relationship might become something more than friendship. At times, things will get a little heavy. Even if you make the wrong choice during conversations, don't worry. Your friends, pals, will surely forgive you because they love you so much. At this academy filled with dreams and hope, meet a colorful cast of friends, pals, and carve out an irreplaceable page of your youth. Help me. I think that's what all of us could say right about now is help me. It's still to be announced. Because like it was that, even I mean, this was just posted the 31st, which does get you questioning just because like it is different parts of the world and everything, but this was on the English account. You imagine it's in the US, so you know they're not a day ahead. But So it was posted yesterday before April Fool's. And yeah, so there's going to be the possibility of this coming to fruition. And oh, lordy. Wow! That's filthy. Yeah. Black marketeer. Oh, that's what he is, huh? But in return, you'll be Whoa! Yeesh. Oh boy. The games that are on here. Anyways, that's gonna be the Palworld more than just pals. Wish listed if you darn well please. I will judge you if I we do kink shame. You are a filthy person. Oh god. Yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, I guess Star Wars. Let's dive into that next. That's in my wheelhouse. Ish. It's been a while since we've gotten into such topics. So I've been this has been the thing too, is I've been seeing more and more news of this crop up as time has gone on. And mainly recently, in like the last few days, of this Star Wars Zero company. And I'm like, what the hell is all this about? Where is this suddenly coming from? Because because the trailer that I see for the announcement trailer was 11 months ago, and I was trying to recall too. Was like, did Hitman and I ever take a look at this? I don't think so. Like before we had stopped doing Saturday Night Sith, like what did we ever look at this? Was this ever something that came across our list of things to go over? Because I see it's from April 22nd, 2025 for the, like I say, the announcement trailer. So I'm gonna look at this first, and then I'll get into we'll start kind of looking at and I guess reacting to the PC Gamer video. But on here, for the announced trailers, quote, "There is a war you don't see, the one fought in the shadows, the war beneath the war. Command an elite squad through a gritty and authentic story set during the twilight of the Clone Wars in Star Wars Zero Company. A single-player turn-based tactics game developed by Bit Reactor in collaboration with Respawn Entertainment and Lucasfilm Games. Step into the shoes of Hawks, a former Republic officer who leads Zero Company, an unconventional outfit." So, what, another Bad Batch sort of group? "Of professionals for hire hailing from across the galaxy. Hawks and Zero Company are recruited for an operation that pits them against an emerging threat that will consume the galaxy if left unchecked. To succeed, Hawks will lead a team of uneasy allies who must set aside their differences to overcome nearly impossible odds. And it will launch on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS in 2026, so this year." Okay, well, let's head on over and we'll take a look at this. Okay, let's see. Game engine footage. Wait. So this isn't... Hang on. What? God dang it. Game engine footage. Not all images appear in-game. Ah. Okie dokie. Artichoke.
When people talk about the Clone Wars. They talk about the big moments. The crisis points. Planetary invasions. All-out assaults.
Welcome back, Sergey.
Truth is, there's a war you don't see. The one fought in the shadows. The war beneath the war.
Okay, this is all, like, when I first saw this room in particular, the way they first framed the shot, this is just making me also think of, like, the ship from Fallen Order. 'Cause they kind of had, like, a little display room like this, like, right outside the cockpit as well. I don't feel like they're getting a lot of variations on their ships right now. Or have been since Disney took over.
Fought in the shadows. The war beneath the war. A war that's won with the right strategy. Surveillance, ciphers, good old-fashioned sabotage. These aren't the heroes they tell stories about. They're professionals.
Oh, we've got a Jedi there.
Is to take on the impossible. But that's the job, and they get it done.
Pre-alpha game footage. Yeah, I'm seeing the XCOM inspiration in this. Oof, Electronic Arts. Oh, right, because of Respawn. I'm like, what? Really? Electronic Arts? God damn it. So is this gonna be like the Star Wars Suicide Squad sort of thing too? I just can't look at this and not know just all of the irreparable damage done to, in particular, the Mandalorians there, which is just funny just to see one in this little group, considering during the era of the Clone Wars, for the most part, this would have been for Filoni's Star Wars is more or less the Death Watch, but then they kind of gave the Mandalorians their balls back after they were turned into a bunch of pussy fists. So, and then you got the one lone clone trooper, which just feels kind of odd. And he's in like Mark 1, in like the Phase 1 clone. He's got like the Phase 1 clone helmet too. And I know they had, during this time, they did send some Jedi on certain I hate to say Black Ops missions, but definitely like some covert missions, because that was originally what, oh god, I'm now blanking on his name. He's cute. He had, god, I'm trying to, because I know he had his time of kind of following or being under Count Dooku. And had the kind of run in with the dark side. Oh god. At least that's it, his original intended storyline before he kind of got more turned into like a dude bro surfer type. Oh crap, I'm trying to look for him too. He had the jet dreadlocks, a yellow paint across his face. I know if I see the name, it'll pop back in. And now it's gonna drive me up a freaking wall. 'Cause I think he even had a thing with Ayla Sakura for a bit. Let's see. Quinlan Voss. That's it. There we go. Quinlan Voss. Yeah. So he kind of did some kind of, I want to say kind of underground missions for the Jedi, but I mean, like it was, they weren't quite doing a lot of that stuff, but. So I'm at a bit of a loss with Midnight Suns, Sergey, because I never checked into that game at all. Card system aside, it just never. Neo had the Quinlan Voss. Thank you, sir. Just because it's Cape shit, it just didn't. I didn't really look into it all that deeply, so I don't know what the story is on that one. So yeah, I feel. I had my face all the way. I was looking over at my other screen trying to bring up the answer. Neo says, if you looked at chat, I had your answer way before you figured it out. Let's finish this trailer. But yeah. Thank you, Neo. I appreciate you, buddy. Oh wait, did I already finish it? I already finished it, didn't I? Yeah, because then they just show off the XCOM style gameplay. Which, I mean, honestly, I'm almost like, just install all the mods for XCOM, and there you go. But here we have also, like I said, PC Gamer. They have their little video on it. As they say on here, Star Wars Zero Company surprised us when EA Star Wars invited PC Gamer to be one of the first outlets in the world to play their new game. Ted Litchfield went in with high expectations. A Clone Wars tactics game made by former XCOM and Jedi Survivor devs is a slam dunk. Oh, the overconfidence here. But even these were surpassed. It blends the familiar combat of XCOM with sumptuous third-person action adventure storytelling and a healthy dose of Mass Effect style RPG management. Neo's ears probably perked up, and could be a game of the year contender. We'll see about that, but we could take a look at this and see what they have to say in all this.
I want to change the way we tell stories in the genre, and I want to make choice even more meaningful.
We should have better frameworks, better graphics, better stories, because we can take a moment, have an immersive.
Just right there. Better graphics does not always mean, though, better game or better storytelling. People pull off a lot of great storytelling with less graphics, or most of all, and most importantly, too, a certain stylized art form. Art direction for the game is probably what helps out a lot in the end too. Having a great story, but most of all having great gameplay is what will be the most determining factor. So Sergey saying, I read that as some chew nuts.
Moment. This one's actually doing it, and it looks really good, and it played really good.
Star Wars Zero Company has been shrouded in mystery since its reveal last year, but the simple sell of Star Wars XCOM is tough to beat, especially since Studio Bit Reactor boasts a ton of X4Axis XCOM devs led by the series' former art director Greg Furch. I came in with high expectations and they were easily cleared. This is going to be a great game, not just for tactics fans, but anyone who digs Star Wars or cinematic RPGs like Mass Effect. In addition to 4.5
I feel like this
hours of hands-on time
buzzword.
with the game, I interviewed many of the devs behind it and dug into what you can expect from Zero Company when it releases later this year. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to capture footage of my play session, but EA has provided screenshots and artwork to help illustrate the game's current state.
So wait, do they have does he have a link to check out these screen? Okay, well, let's just keep going with this. Hands-on preview.
Zero Company is a Clone Wars story. You'll play through a deep single-player campaign that pitches your squad against separatist droids, criminal gangs, and a new faction, the separatist-aligned cult, the Infinite Coil, who are bent on releasing a deadly plague across the galaxy which imbues unusual and superhuman abilities on the host.
Star Wars in the Clone Wars era represented with a very specific, Republic-centered perspective. But we know, as the audience, that the Republic becomes an empire eventually, and that maybe the perspective we're getting here in the Clone Wars is sort of biased from a certain point of view. Having conflicting ideologies was really interesting, because we know the way that these ideologies will shake out. The dust will settle into an era of rebels and empire, of very light and dark, good and evil. But things aren't so clear during the Clone Wars era, and that makes for a really interesting opportunity to present a player perspective.
You play as Hawks, a former Republic officer now leading an elite squad of professionals for hire. They're both your point-of-view character and a strong battlefield unit. Think Commander Shepard by way of one of those tactician characters from Fire Emblem.
You're not a lone hero, kind of standing up against the world, felling enemies, but with a swing of your blade. You're a relatively ordinary person. You're leading a tactical squad. You're leading an organization, but you have to make them work together in order to achieve a goal. It's a fantasy of leading a squad, management, and organization. You experience the story directly. You're not a removed figure. You're there. I felt when I came on board the project that was intrinsic to making this a satisfying Star Wars story. That's who we empathize with, the people who kind of get dirty and have boots on the ground with it. So that's why Hawks has that role.
I think the thing that surprised me the most was how RPG it is. You're talking to people, you're making choices. It feels like you're Commander Shepard on the Normandy in between missions.
We have these author heroes who are Jedi Padawans or Mandalorian gunslingers.
But what? I know that they're just trying to show off stuff. They're not trying to get into a whole lot of the details because they want to still keep things murky. But why? Why a Jedi Padawan in particular? Who would have sent their Padawan off? Why would the Jedi allow a Padawan to go off into this sort of a group? That it just doesn't make sense.
An unbarring sniper, a clone soldier. He's really iconic.
Also, why was the clone soldier sent into this group?
Archetypes.
I mean, that's kind of
and so what is really fun about this game is having.
I guess that's the whole point of playing the game, but I'm just still trying to I'm trying to understand just from the outsider's perspective and knowing what I know. It doesn't make sense to me why the Jedi, and you say a Padawan, why the Jedi would send a Padawan into this sort of a situation when the Padawan is meant to be with their master, learning from them, even like it was with the Jedi commanders that became generals and stuff like that. Their Padawans were still right there beside them, learning from them on the battlefield, but with at least the protection of a Jedi master. If there's no Jedi master to protect his Padawan, what the hell is going on? Because the Jedi were already protective enough of their numbers that they weren't just gonna lend them out so frivolously to other projects or other things at all. And again, Padawan always usually with the masters. So what?
From Runa, having someone like me, she's from the underworld, who's just here to make a quick credit,
Having them be introduced into the story of Zero Company and recruited in the squad one by one provides us a lot of momentum to kind of carry you through the game. And there's,
so recruited by this guy. Why would this guy, a tactician, recruit an inexperienced Padawan?
Hammy, superhero stuff. It was genuinely funny moments. The characters really were kind of coming off the screen a little bit. It was exciting.
We also have our bond system. Zero Company squad, grows and becomes actually more capable. Two heroes can actually cross-train and each other's abilities as their bond and their affinity for each other's grow.
It rewards you for the squad that you put together, and it rewards the way that you play.
Okay, so you're getting other. Huh. You got a scoundrel, astromech, a gunslinger, and a scout. But it seems like you're getting some other different choices for what kind of characters you want to put together, or other characters in the game that you can recruit.
Squad that you put together, and it rewards the way that you play.
Yeah, we hope you care about these characters, and I know I do, especially as I'm building bonds with them and they start to become more and more...
Huh. So you get to customize out an astromech. You got the different... Huh.
Play sessions, so when I walk by, I want to see what they're decorating their desk with, or who they're hanging out with between missions.
It was really critical that we allowed for...
So they also show right down here the extra list of, I guess, recruitable characters. So there's a clone guy. There's the astromech. Huh.
The bonds to decay and fracture as well due to your actions, because that's part of the fantasy of being alive. There's sort of like this.
Sergey saying, I'm just glad that these games are not connected to anything, but they are. They're still connected to the Star Wars universe. They're still connected to the lore as a whole. They're connected to this era of time with the Clone Wars and stuff like that. That's their connectivity. They may not be connected to like main player characters, I guess is what you're maybe referring to, but I mean, they're still being inserted into a big portion of into a big event of the timeline. This isn't like, say, a Knights of the Old Republic where you're set 1,000 years prior to any of these events, which was probably the smartest thing from what BioWare had done. And then even for, oh god, what, Legacy? No, hang on. The whole era for Cade Skywalker, which was then in not the distant past, but then that was the far-flung future. Trying to remember what they specifically called that run. Oh, what was it? Because it was supposed to be, I forget if it was like 1,000 or another 100 years into the future for that series. Yeah, pretty much, Neo. They're connected to Disney's Star Wars, which is all we know is not Star Wars, right? It's the basically the skin suit. They're just wearing the skin suit of Star Wars. Sergey says the menu gives me Battlefront 2 vibes, as in the new one. I figured that's what you meant, which is not always the best, because that game, I remember when that game came out, and oh my god, it was such a dumpster fire. I remember even when I had people asking me about it in the store that I worked, I warned them about all of the microtransaction BS that was going on with that game at the time. And I may have dissuaded some people or just made them go elsewhere to buy the game, but I still was like, I was giving people the heads up of what the hell was going on with this game, the absolute shit show that it was, and just like the almost subversive way they push people to basically needing to get the loot packs and spend money on the game. Sergey says, I'm talking about the movies, but I get what you mean. Fallen Order series, Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, Disney's High Republic. Oh god, High Republic, which then you fall into the Acolyte stuff. Oh no. Oh lord. But this was for what I'm talking about for Cade's Legacy. So Star Wars Legacy, which was, like I say, like either 100 to 1,000 years in the future with Cade Skywalker. So that was in the far-flung future. This is like I said, BioWare at least had the smart idea in the past. This is just slapped right into things. much like everything else with Disney Star Wars, it's all within still time frames that are popular enough and enough for the member berries to grab people, to get them to look at more of like, oh, it's the Clone Wars, oh, it's the Empire, there's not, or Rebellion, whatever, Empire Rebellion stuff. They've still been tacitly they've been kind of doing their later stuff, but not a lot. 150 ABY, okay. After the Battle of Yavin. See, I couldn't quite remember. I knew I was pretty sure it was 100, but I thought it was like, I thought I also saw it was like 1,000 for some reason. I thought I was just quickly scanning through things, but yeah, I see the 130 ABY, 150. Yeah. So, thank you, Neo. Appreciate it, buddy.
And low intensity conflict. That kind of brings with it a little bit of that sort of like.
Which I still need to read through that series. I kept trying, but I just never get into it.
Yeah, the main story missions, you'll go in there and you'll have like a...
I just love having the comic panel though from that with Darth Bane yelling at Darth Krayt, calling him a fake Sith.
Third-person action cam, like it looks like Jedi Survivor or something. You'll be, walking around as if it were an action game, and it's like amazing, AAA production values.
Really that immersion into these different planets.
I can't say I'm really too giving a crap of AAA production value anymore. I mean, I'm getting more into a freaking video store simulator, for God's sakes, than I am worrying about a AAA. That's not a selling point.
You get to go down was what drove that desire to have those kind of free roam moments, and we often sometimes call them on team like our deep breath moments. It's kind of that chance for someone who just had their tactical combat experience.
Oh no! So are we gonna run into? Are we gonna get into true XCOM territory here? You see the 70%? I'm sure that's a 70% chance to hit. Are we gonna have those points of like 98% chance to hit, only for it to completely miss a shot?
So taking the environment, taking the world, taking the visuals, and kind of prep for kind of that next tactical engagement where then your kind of heart gets pumping again.
And then you reach a fight and it zooms all the way out to like the XCOM strategic view. This one's actually doing it, and it looks really good, and it played really good.
This innovative combination of third-person exploration, RPG storytelling, and turn-based tactics is less surprising when you learn more about who's making this game. While developer Bit Reactor is a brand new studio, the team features alumni from Respawn's Jedi series.
They're a new studio, but with major backing. That's...
As well as Stripe.
Is it, Neo? I really just got to give it a shot and read it. And it says, yeah, being a AAA game now has a stigma to it. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. I mean, I would just say, you could just say like high production value. Don't say AAA game, just say like high production value. Just stick with something like that. That will have less of that, so as you say, the stigma to it than saying a AAA game. Stormtrooper, no, let's stop this meme. The Stormtroopers know how to aim, god damn it. They can do it.
Game veterans from Firaxis.
Tired of that.
Founder Greg Furch spent 2 decades at Firaxis refining the turn-based tactics experience with games like XCOM, Civilization, and Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Oh, there's your Midnight Suns mentioned there, Sergey.
And I was kind of working on what I wanted to do next. I knew I wanted to stay in tactics, and I definitely had an axe to grind with the genre. There's so much more we can do. It was a Friday night and a call out of nowhere. I'm sitting in my office with the lights out and the computer on. Wife's asleep, the kids are asleep, and phone rings. It's this number that I don't recognize. And I'm like, And for some reason, I answered it. And the voice on the other hand said, "Hey Greg, this is Vincent Pella. I heard everything you want to make. Can you tell me about it?" And we talked for a long time, and he eventually said,
F.
"Do you think you can make a Star Wars game with this?" And I said, "Sure, absolutely." Meanwhile, I'm thinking, this is insane, right? Like, this is crazy. It's Star Wars. And Vince was just like, pitch me.
we've worked with Respawn for a long time. We've worked with Electronic Arts for a long time, and we've been wanting to make
that
a game in this
just seeing the. Hang on, let's roll it back just a little bit there. I'm sorry, but seeing Rogue One solo, that those are ready to sour me right there. Like, no, you don't do that. You want the class the go for even like the West End Games books for details on the weaponry and stuff like that. For especially if you're talking about RPG mechanics and stuff like that, go to those resources for God's sakes.
Electronic Arts for a long time, and we've been wanting to make a game in this genre. We know that the turn-based tactics genre just rewards meaningful choice, and when you take that genre and you add it to a brand
well, okay. In terms of, since we're basing off of XCOM here, yes, you can make some of the best tactical decisions in that game as possible, but again, even though like 100% chance that if you actually have that 100% chance and you actually hit, awesome. But I mean, you weren't always guaranteed that 100% chance to hit. And that's how freaking I don't know if it was just the inherent difficulty of that game, that even though like you made the right choices to get your characters in the right positions, and unless you're checking a grenade, taking that shot still had a margin for error. Sergey says Midnight Suns was good in terms of story and characters. The card battle system got old really fast. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Drives unmeaningful choice. You know, we knew that would be something that would make fans happy, and that's where Greg starts talking about, I want to change the way we tell stories in the genre, and I want to make choice even more meaningful, and we want to present things in a more cinematic fashion.
It's so easy for genre fans to kind of wear it as a badge of like, oh, the art doesn't matter, the graphics don't matter, the story doesn't matter, it's all the finger. It is. The gameplay is what it is about. But depth doesn't cost you elegance. You can absolutely have all those other things. It's a single player game. There's not latency issues. You should have better frame rates, which means better graphics than other games.
Hang on, let me finish that.
You should have better stories, because we can take the camera and tell.
Okay. Yes, better graphics and everything is great, but I would say most importantly, what you want to do with your graphics and stuff like that is optimization. You want to optimize and code your game just right to run on multiple different. This is why graphics also just should not be a major issue. The problem is that you probably have a vocal minority of graphics snobs out there, and I recently encountered one or two when talking about tank controls and Resident Evil, the original Resident Evils, and the way they played and stuff like that, and the very kind of snobbish behavior of, you know, oh, who would want to play these old retro style game or these old looking game, blocky looking games? But it's like, you gotta, for one, have an appreciation for what came before, and definitely have a wide margin for playing different games. They still told a great story with the limited graphics capabilities that they had at the time, but they also, the thing was, is that with those quote unquote limited graphic capabilities, certainly like CD and stuff like that of playing or cartridges where they played games, they knew how to frame shots, and that was what was important for that era, especially too. But that's just it. You don't need spectacular graphics. One, you do need optimization. You need, first of all, like you said, gameplay. That's where it's key. Then graphics, I would say, again, art style. Pick a certain art direction to go in. You can have like the whole kind of realistic look to it if you want, but then you got to make sure, optimize the game so that it is still playable on some lower end systems, but also just will not cause too many problems for some graphic cards and stuff like that. And also, most importantly, don't put shit like de novo in there. That will also that'll just cause all the additional problems, because if you don't optimize the game, it'll be the de novo, or it'll be the poor performance of the game itself. De novo may not be even a factor, because sometimes it's not, sometimes it is, but then, like it is, then you got both things causing you issues, because the de novo DRM has been known to be either like a resource hog or just causing disruptions for the game itself with its whole quote-unquote anti-cheat setup. It's a mess, but I would say optimize the game for low performance systems, and especially for storage means, please bring that down a bit, people. It just feels like you put bloat out there, and especially with like games like Ark, Survivor, or Evolved was horrendous for that. Red Dead Redemption 2 also ate up a lot of space. What I was particularly shocked by was when I had installed Death Stranding. My problems aside with Death Stranding, I could at least say they seem to have optimized space and stuff like that, because I thought it was going to be another like Red Dead Redemption where it's going to be like 100 gigabyte almost, or maybe more, a terabyte, but they haven't gotten that ridiculous yet. But like 100 gigs of storage taken up just for this one game, but they had it down to a moderate, like between 50 or 60 gigabytes of space on the hard drive. Still a lot, but it was certainly a lot less than what I was expecting it to. So that's another thing that I think would also be something to keep in mind for some of this stuff sometimes.
You can take a moment, have an immersive moment, without it really changing your flow. It's expected. Genre fans got conditioned to believe they shouldn't have these things, but we're here to tell you that.
How many these studios will say you can have both, and then it still ends up a mess.
Devs making turn-based strategy games, and then another percentage that were experienced devs that have not made strategy games, that come from other genres.
Here we are. We're a brand new studio. We have a strong pedigree in the space, and there's almost 20 of us that have worked together before, so we're not really a garage shop. We're a new studio. You've got these two giants taking a chance on someone like us, having the vision and the courage and the conviction and the faith in us, right? To do something new, to do something outside of their norms. I think that's worth mentioning. It's just not common anymore. It's been amazing.
Once you get into combat, Zero Company should be immediately familiar if you've played XCOM before.
It feels deep. It felt like I could have played a lot cleaner and was, I had fights where I barely scraped by.
I really enjoy the puzzles that I get to solve in those spaces. It's like, oh, wait a minute, okay, I need to get enough advantage to do this. How am I gonna make that happen right now? This unit might be able to take a couple of shots over here. Then I'm gonna be able to go and use my rocket jump already here. Now after I do that and knock those units back, maybe they'll go into Overwatch. It's that plotting and planning and then execution of my plan that's rewarding. And then having the challenges that the game presents me to give me novel, unique situations so that I can't fall into a predictable pattern or strategy all the time. Those moments just feel good. They're the moments you tell your friends about when you're playing a game.
As with XCOM, your squad consists of 4 operators. This stops the action from getting too overwhelming, according to its developers.
Most of the games in this particular genotype of tactics games have landed in the 4 to 6 units range. If you start to go below 4 units, you walk this razor's edge where losing a unit becomes potentially catastrophic. Similarly, if you go much above 6 units, the camera needs to pull out higher. You need to see more of the battle space. There need to be more enemy units on the field for you to deal with. And that often results in simplifying the action space of each individual unit so that the player...
No, it's not necessarily a bad idea to limit it, so for this I guess.
Type of
and also just to keep it confined.
One time, and then you go to the community team, they take their whole turn at one time. 4 to 6 tends to be a pretty playable place for that game to be.
It all feels super tense.
He just said they were keeping it at 4, but is it 4? But then it says 4 to 6, so is it 4 or is it 6 or is it both?
An overpowered build in Baldur's Gate 3. And there's the ever-present threat that any of your guys, including the named hero operators, can be killed permanently.
A character who's beloved was Cab Uppercut, a one-armed Felchy boxer. He can just catch a blaster blast.
What? A what?
Very, very, very early in the game, and the story has to go on with him.
it really heightens the emotions you feel, because now that soldier going down has a lot higher stakes. And you're like, do I let them die or do I get them?
Yeah, but do you actually do things with the story to keep them feel like you don't want to lose them too?
I mean, 4 years old watching Obi-Wan Kenobi die, right? Like, also, like, as a developer, wanting people to not save scum, but to push through the loss. Like, what's on the other side? Experience, feel.
Did he actually say save scum?
It's like, I'm just not gonna let it die.
Hang on. Let me, I gotta, so he did say save scum.
It's like, I'm just not gonna let it die. It's part of what the genre can do so well, because it's about a group of characters. I can lose one, and it's not game over.
If you want to have a Star Wars story-driven experience with a cast of really like well-realized, authored characters that we poured a lot of love into, it's there for you. But if you want to roll with your own team, you can absolutely do that as well, and we spared no expense to try and make that, just as satisfying as possible.
This degree of customization and squad makeup allows for some unusual builds. The astromech droids in the game are support units with extra utility slots for grenades and the like, and designer James Brawley is very passionate about squads consisting solely of R2's D2.
I always wanted astromechs to be a...
Well, you're only showing us that one panel though of the Zabra customize what they do show, but you aren't showing us fully all the customization. Give us a little more than that. Come on.
Special place as the king of support units, basically. One of my fondest gaming memories was going back to the original Final Fantasy and playing through the entire game with 4 white mages, which made the game phenomenally difficult in the first 4 to 5 hours of gameplay. But then eventually it turns out that that's actually an incredibly powerful solution to almost every problem in the later games. So always in the back of my head, I was like, what if you played through the game with 4 astromechs?
Well, there's a little tip for you.
To be possible, it's going to be pretty interesting because a lot of your combat capabilities, if you do that, are going to be defined by your ownership of the utility items in the game and which ones you can bring on the squad. That's where all of your offensive capability is going to come from in that case.
Zero Company is a great tactics game, and if you've been craving something to hit that XCOM 2 sweet spot, your wait will soon be over. But what really surprised me was BitReactor's emphasis on storytelling and presentation, all without sacrificing any of that tactical depth. I think that combination is going to really push this game over the top and make it one to watch later this year. For all things Star Wars Zero Company, head over to PCGamer.com, and for more previews of the latest upcoming games, subscribe to PC Gamer here.
I don't know. To me, like Nerdy Neo already kind of pointed out, this is Disney Star Wars. This is not Star Wars. This is not legit Star. This is skin suit Star Wars. We've said this before. I know I've said it before plenty on Saturday Night Sith when Hitman and I would talk about these things. And there's a part of me that kind of looks at they go, and I won't lie and say I will not be going near this game. I may do the old try before, the whole try before you buy sort of thing. I'll rent the video. I'll rent it, just because XCOM 2 is a game I've thoroughly enjoyed before in the past, but again, this is I don't see the logic behind certainly the choices if what they are saying is what some of these characters are. Like I say, in particular, the whole Padawan thing, that's what definitely has me like raising an eyebrow of like, what the hell are you doing? So but the whole tactics thing, it makes me kind of curious of what they're doing with it. But I mean, it's not a new form of storytelling, because considering they're already this being compared to storytelling of Mass Effect, or at least that's certainly their big example. I'm guessing probably because EA and everything. So, like I said, I can't say I'm gonna be, but like, what was it that Hitman and I looked at? It was the kind of, was it Underworld, the Star Wars Underworld Like even that, so like even seeing that, even though like it had a slight, it was the underworld of Coruscant and stuff like that. Even though it was supposed to have like a different tone to it, especially when it came to like general Star Wars, it still at least looked Star Wars. Like this is like, yeah, they have your lightsabers and Mandalorian look and crap like that, but like the lack of color, the lack of this vibrancy to the overall tone to what they are presenting just feels not the Star Wars that we are, you know, accustomed to, the one that we know that brings us in. Like even, you know, when you play things like Jedi Outcast, Dark Forces 2 and stuff like that, this still has the feeling and appeal of Star Wars. Even Force Unleashed, Knights of the Old Republic, all those sort of old games that came before, they still had that feel, that Shadows of the Empire, that feel and experience of playing a Star Wars game, the Star Wars story being part of that universe, even some that's, you know, veered outside of what you generally knew. It was there. I just don't always quite feel it. Yeah, like it is. Even installing random mods for XCOM 2, I'd feel more akin to going like, oh, this would feel like a Star Wars experience. Erdinio says, I will say I'm interested in Galactic Racer. I think I would need to see more of that before I would like go, yeah, I'm in, or I'll check it out. I know it's like kind of the Destruction Derby sort of. Was it Burnout people were comparing it to? So I don't know. Like I said, I can't say I won't ever not play it. I've learned my lesson with crap like saying stuff like that. But it's really like it is. I have way too many questions. It makes me really puzzled about it for certain choices. So here is even just a really quick, this will probably be what we're gonna, you know, some of the stuff we're wrapping up with here. But so everything you need to know about Star Wars Zero Company, which we basically got a lot of the gist of from that video. So it looks like you're a custom protagonist in Zero Company Hawks, who is also a mandatory unit in story missions. They're a disgraced Republic officer getting by in a galaxy at war, accompanied by their Clone War buddy Trick. Zero Company itself is a Star Wars A-team doing covert mercenary work for the highest bidder, but with a heart of gold, naturally. The story introduces a number of authored squad mates who resemble BioWare companions. They are really heavy on BioWare, Mass Effect, and stuff like that, but they did, you know, XCOM, but still, like, that's what they're really leaning into. So the Trick is the clone commando, Cab Uppercut, the cyborg boxer, Cly Culervo, the Mandalorian mercenary, Luco Bronk, Umbaran sniper, Jay Mordant, ousted nobility, and Tel Rhea Vokos, Jedi Padawan. I feel like I've seen that design for the Jedi before, but again, like I say, so this confirms that they're a Jedi Padawan. I know some. I think that was some of the stuff that happened with Filoni's Star Wars, was Padawans going on separate missions, but like this, going with a mercenary group in particular, really feels to me off. And something that, even as crazy as things were for the Clone Wars era, I don't feel like would have been a thing. That they would have allowed a Jedi Padawan, with their numbers being the way they were, to go off and be a part of a mercenary group. Again, a mercenary group of all things, not like even some clone army of some kind. No, it's just okay. So this is a created character for this. Never mind. Like I said, I thought the design felt familiar though. No, the Tognath, they are called Tognath species. And they seem to be strictly a Disney creation. Huh. I swear the design felt familiar. Maybe it's just because of everything I've seen around since. I don't know. But let's see here. What else do they kind of... Oh, piss off. Astromech's base classes or specializations are as follow: assault, heavy, sharpshooter, soldier, scoundrel, gunslinger, scout, and medic. Medic! Person's favorite was the gunslinger. They get an attack that refreshes AP on kill, letting you chain together finishing blows. Hawks and fully customizable XCOM style mercenary characters also get their pick of Star Wars alien species. Deveronian, human, Marialan. I hate that word. I hate that fucking one. Togruta, Twi'lek, and Zabrex. Following species are only available to custom mercenaries, not Hawks. So you can get some custom mercs. Neimoidian, Ovisian, Rhodian, and Weakway. Well, you don't want a Weakway. They're 0 intelligence. What the hell is an Ovisian? Is this another... Okay, another Disney creation. This looks like the demon things from frickin' Spawn or something. Like, look at the like anything from Doom. Like the pink demons. I don't know. Anyway, the hollow table. HQ research. Oh, so that's where you do all your upgrades and stuff like that. As it was, we got all the other information on what the lethality is. You could lose the characters at any given time. Again, like I said, it has that appeal to me just for the XCOM gameplay, but I mean, I'm just looking at it like this then. Like, I could just fire up XCOM, install it, and install Star Wars mods that they have. You can even get Jedi and Sith, basically. Ew, Neutron, go away. You can get voice packs to make them sound a particular way, and you know, you get the ARC troopers, clone troopers, and stuff like that. Like I said, they have the Jedi and Sith mods. Hey, come on. Select all time. There we go. Really? That Thrawn is really still up there? Is that a... Is this new Thrawn? Yeah, it's new Thrawn voice pack. Where he sounds like he's drunk with dentures. So, I mean, to me, like, for now, this is where what I would say would just be my preferred route. If I want, I would just reinstall XCOM 2, get these Star Wars packs added in, and then I could have my Star Wars aesthetic with this sort of gameplay. But again, like I say, I won't say I won't ever play it. I might check it out when it comes out. I'll definitely wait, though, to see. So, again, we'll see. Because it still is that Star Wars skin suit. But for now, this has been fun. We started later. Again, let me know if this would be a more preferred thing, me starting later, so certainly some of you could be here live for the event if you prefer live, or if you don't mind the replays. Again, drop comments and all that jazz. I think we're gonna call it here for today. Oh, I gotta add the button on there. Damn. Thank you all so much for being here for another Respawn Roast Cantina. I'll probably now also add a better title. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to be jumping into entirely, but there we go. Thank you, Nerdy Neo. Thank you, Sergey, Static 2020, Scran, Snap Rai Rai, Nightmare. I know we, hang on, where was it? Where was it? There we go. Yeah, Star Wars Scran, New York, Florida, man. And like it was, I know Samael was in the first early stream when I was trying to first start this morning. So, you know, I was trying, it just messed up, but hey, we worked just fine now. I'm glad, I'm happy about it. And yeah. Nerdy Neo says, if you do it at this time, I should usually be able to be here live. Well, you know, like I say, it'll save you the time of rewatching. But thank you, Neo. I always appreciate it, buddy. You're always, I know you're always watching and dropping a comment and stuff like that. I really, even on the replays, really appreciate it, man. And again, thank you everybody that do show up, that you do. I know Nightmare has been jumping in where he can, and I know Static does too. He jumps in, drops a comment, lurks, listens, and all that. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And I hope that I help provide a show that does talk about gaming, legitimately talks about gaming, and we have fun with the whole experience. I do need to get back to actually playing a game, I think, but maybe once some news slows down a little bit more, I'll get back to doing that hour gaming. We'll see. Anyways, again, thank you all so much for being here. Nerdy Neo says the only difference is not being able to watch it 2 times. Hey, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Anyways, guys, thank you again so much, and I will catch y'all later. Have a great day. Bye bye.